Hello, I thought for day 11 we'd do something about car boot sales, and it came from a conversation I had last weekend with somebody that felt quite intimidated about going to car boot sales and also how to talk to the sellers there. So I've been going to car boot sales for 47 years. I know I don't look old enough. It was when I was born, so if that helps. But so to me it's natural and I enjoy going, but for some people it can be intimidating, a bit nerve-wracking. So I thought I would share some top tips for you, and these came from the conversation we had. So it was questions the person had and the answers I gave, so I thought I'd put them into some tips. So first of all, is obviously the obvious ones: take in lots of bags, wrapping, because at car boot sales you tend to have the smalls, maybe, so small and smashable. So your bags, your cash, lots of cash, and wrappings for putting stuff away. Trolleys, I don't tend to take my trolley to the car boot sale because they are quite tight, the spaces are quite tight. So, and you can park for something that's different about the fairs you tend to park further away, so a trolley is a good idea. But at the car boots you tend to be able to park close to them, so I just do runs back and forward to the van, and take bags with me, or leave stuff, which I don't like doing, but you can do that if you needed to. So loads of cash and loads of bags, and then depending on your budget, that is. And then the first tip we got into was, don't be worried about going if you have woken up and you've missed it, to go at the end of the car boot, because that always works well. And if I've ever sold at car boots, when I've walked around at the end, you sometimes get some really good bargains when people are packing up. So either arrive early, on time and early, to get in there first and to get the first pick-ins, or if you've overslept, arrive at the end. A bit the same with the flea markets, really. So that's my first one. And then the second one, which is, as you know, if you've been to car boots, it can be fast and furious, and people are not afraid to buy stuff that you're asking about. So when you see something, make a beeline for it and put your hands on the item. So if you can't pick it up, I've got a little egg thing here. If you can't pick it up and hold it and ask the price, put your hands, lean down and put your hands on it, or put your hands on it on the table and like the car boot grip on it, and ask the price. So that would be my a tip for you. Get your hands on it, and then if they give you a price and you're happy with it, as I say, there'll be people waiting, so pay the price if you're happy with the price. But don't be afraid to negotiate if it's something that you do want, but you just think you're not going to be able to get that profit out of it. So don't be afraid to haggle and negotiate if it's something for home that you really want, and have a cheeky haggle with them. But if you're buying it, you think it's a great price, I tend to very rarely give them less than they've asked for. If I've asked the price and I think it's a good price, 99% of the time I will just pay the price, unless it's something that I really do like but I don't think I can make anything out of, so I will then. Or if it's something for home, I might have a little haggle, but tend to just pay the price. Make sure, so this was the question really, is being intimidated to ask the sellers the price of stuff, particularly when sellers have got stuff in cases, or you can't put your hands on it because it's over the back or something like that. And then you get into that conversation and you then feel obliged to buy the thing when you're newer to it, because you've asked questions about it. And there's that awkward thing of, oh, and then what do you say to leave? So you've asked the price. You may have picked the item up and realised there's some damage on it, and then you don't want it, so leave. So just be polite. If I would always ask the price first, and then check it out. So I've got the price in my mind, and then if there is some damage, you can negotiate from that price that they've given you, rather than pointing out all of the bad things. If you do that and then asking and then coming to a price because of, if that makes sense. So I would, this is just me, and I would love to know your tips, but I would hands on the piece, ask the price, check the condition, and generally if the condition is bad, I would just leave it, so there's no negotiating, saying, well, it's got this and it's got that, so can you do £5 or £10 off it. If I'm not happy with the piece and the condition and the quality of the piece, I would just leave it anyway. So just be polite, thank them for their time. This was my advice. Thank them for their time. Make sure you give the piece back to them in their hands, so they know you haven't walked off with it, or you've put it down on the table, particularly if it's come out the case, and then somebody else picks it up and goes, because you're the last one that asked about it. So it will be them you they are looking for. So just say thanks for the time, thanks for talking me through the item. You could say it's sadly not for me, but thanks for taking the time with me. And then you can leave. You don't have to buy the item. So that was one of the big things, the sort of intimidation of that, really. As long as you're polite and you're under no obligation to buy anything. So that would be my tip. And then my last thing is to just take your time. So if you go around the car boot sale, I go round at 100 miles an hour in the morning, and I can see things or not. So my goal when I first get to the car boot sale is to get round as quickly as possible in that first spin. So I will go really fast, and it's just a real scan, and I probably miss stuff, definitely, but that's just how I like to do it. I like to spin round very quickly. So, and then if you've got some stuff, get it back to the van, and then go again and slow down, maybe walk the other way around the car boot sale is what I do. So yeah, that's just a thing that I do. I would love to know what's your process in that. And then I've just had a little other thing, and this is my little quirky thing that I do, is start at the other end of the car boot sale. And I don't know whether you do it. Do you? Because I know that there's a side I prefer to be on, and it's not based on any evidence. It's just what I like to do. And when I go shopping, the way I walk around is the same as well. So yeah, tell me what you think and what you do. So I just thought I'd do a quick fun couple of things for the car boot, because we've got car boots happening today, so we'll have missed those, but and tomorrow. So, but also it works for if you go into the fairs as well. So happy hunting, and I hope you're successful going tomorrow if you're off to the car boot, and enjoy yourself and have fun is what it's all about. So let me know what your little quirks that you do at the car boot sales, and any tips that you have. So I'll see you tomorrow for day 12. Bye.